Hello everybody. Welcome. It's Jen with Roxybonds Creates, and today for demo time, we're going to work with this Lights of Aurora Suite. So if you don't see live up here in the corner, you are watching the replay. But when you pop in, please say hello so I know who's here. All right, let's take a look at this gorgeous suite. It is so pretty. There's a lot going on here, but what I wanted to do is we're going to make a couple of cards using this. But first I want to show you the actual suite itself. So you have, this is page 36 in the September through December mini catalog. And this is the Lights of Aurora Suite. So on this first page here, hello, good morning, or afternoon, I suppose, this is just like the artwork page. So it's showing you just some like kind of cool little pieces of art here. And then this is the page that gives you all the product information. So with almost all of our suite collections, you can get the whole thing with one SKU number. And this one happens to be 8125, and it includes all of the items down below, or all of the items seen here on the page. So let's go through these items. I have almost all of them right here on my table. The only thing I don't have is the ribbon. So I'm using a different ribbon for this project. So Light and Wonder stamp set. So it's got some scripty, big words, and then some smaller sentiments there. We have a die, which has a lot of different elements here. It's got two landscapes. Let me pull this up closer. Two landscapes of trees. And so it's showing you how it looks cut out. When you look at the die itself, it looks a lot different. So two landscapes of trees, two landscapes of like water, a couple of clouds, and then two, and these are like, I want to say they're almost like 6 inches wide, maybe, I think they're more than 5.5, but they're almost 6 inches wide. But this is a mountain, and then this is a mountain with like the cutouts. So you got like kind of the mountain with like almost the snowy little cutouts. And working all of these together, now I haven't actually played with it. I just did some cutting out and kind of piecemealing so that I could see if I liked what I was going to create today. But when there's so much you can do with them, and I've seen some really gorgeous artwork, and so I will share some of it here because it's really pretty. And then the paper is 6x6, and it is got like this, I mean, it looks like the Lights of Aurora, right? I've never seen, the Northern Lights myself, but in person anyway, I've seen lots of pictures, and that's just kind of what it reminds me of. But I think what they did here is they used chalk, and then they used like almost like watercolor or not watercolor, but like something to make the chalk kind of like smeared or smooshed looking. And so it's really, really pretty. But the papers are, you know, mostly like this Aurora lights on one side, and then they're kind of like a, almost like a wash colored, let me show you the paper. Let's just look at it. Why would I try to describe it when I could just show you? Okay, so this is the pack of paper, and again, it's 6x6. So it comes with several of each pattern. So this first one, I don't know, I think there's like 6 or 8 of each, but this is the sheet. So let me just pull up one at a time. And then the back side is this, I think that is Lost Lagoon. And it's not solid. It's got a little bit of a like kind of textured like wash to it, I guess you could say. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm going to use this one. The second one is here. And then the back side of this one is this. Okay, I'm going to test my colors. I think this is Highland Heather. I'm not very familiar with the purples, but it's really pretty. And then here's the third one. It's got that big old spot in the middle there. And the back side is Berry Burst. Pretty sure. I'm like turning my head and looking at my cardstock going, is that right? Yeah, I think that's Berry Burst. And then the next one here is this one, which I love. And we're going to use this one too. And the back side is Gorgeous Grape. I do know that color. Gorgeous Grape. And then I think this is the last one right here. No. Okay, so there's two more. So this one right here kind of has a tie-dye look to it. And the back side of this is, it looks like Azure Afternoon to me, but that's not the color that's listed on the back of the pack of the paper. So I think that's Azure Afternoon though. And then this last one kind of has that little like circular motion here, and the back side is black. Okay, so black on the back side of this one. And then the colors in here are, I'm going to look at the catalog because I literally cannot read the back of this without my glasses and without pulling it up like super close to my eyes. Gosh. Okay, Azure Afternoon. Oh, okay, it is in there. Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, Pool Party, Berry Burst, Gorgeous Grape, Basic Black. I think there's also some Blackberry Bliss in here, and the Highland Heather, like I said. I thought there was like one other, maybe Fresh Freesia. I don't know. Okay, but it's all the purples and the blues and black, and it's really, really cool. So here's the stamp set, which we're going to use today. And then here is the die set, which I've already cut out a couple of things. Oops, I don't know how this goes back in here. This one I don't have a magnetic sheet for, but I cut out the bigger trees, and then I cut out the mountains, and then it's got all of these little things. And these are kind of open-ended, meaning that okay. That's cool. You guys can just watch me fumble on screen. It doesn't have like a clear like end and end. So when you cut it, this is a 6x6 piece of paper, right? So it is 6 inches long, just about. So you could cut like the mountains like this. And then you can make it as tall or as short as you want. So wherever you put it on the paper, that's where it's going to cut. Okay. So it's kind of cool because then you could use it 12 inches long. So you could do like a 12-inch piece of paper. So here's a 12-inch piece of little skinny, but you could do 12 inches long. See what I'm saying? Start here and end, and then you take your paper and then you put it like that. So if you wanted to use this as like a border in a scrapbook, or like the trees as a border, or the mountains or the lake or whatever you wanted, you absolutely could do that, which is really, really cool. Okay, so that is all of the stuff. Here are the gems that are included. It is called Frosted Iridescent Dots. We've got some clear, some blue, some purple, and pink. Okay, let's start making a card. So what I have first is I cut out a piece of, this one is Highland Heather cardstock, and I made it a top fold. I'm trying to use up some of my older 12 by 12, not the two-tone, like just the regular paper that I bought about a year ago when I first joined. So I bought all the combo packs, and then I cut this one to 4 by 5 1/4. So we're just going to stick that. Actually, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to build on it first. And then I cut this tree section here in black. I've got a couple little things to poke out. I'll do the other side in a minute. I'm just going to tear this for right now because I'm only going to use half of it. And then the other one I'm going to use on a different card. So I'm just going to kind of like go like this on the side there. No one's going to know. No one will be all the wiser. And then we're going to glue that like so. But what I want to do is stamp on here and here first, because these are going to be my sentiments. So let's do some stamping. What I wanted to do, I wanted to make it kind of a birthday card. So I wanted to do wishing you a year of, and then magic. So we're going to do wishing you a year of on here. Let me find it. And we'll find a block that will fit. Just whatever block is sitting on my table will work. And we're going to use Blackberry Bliss because I think it's kind of like that perfect in between black and the lighter purple for what we're going for here. So we're going to do wishing you a year of, so that it can be a birthday card. Okay. And then, I have my chamois somewhere. is still packed in my bag from yesterday. I went to a crop yesterday so that I could work on some things to get prepared for my weekend event next weekend. So things are still packed in my bag. And then, so this is going to be on my card. Like, am I still in frame here? Kind of. It's going to be like there. So we're going to go like that. It's going to be like the moon, but then it's going to peek out. And on here, we're going to stamp magic, and then I'm going to fussy cut it. Oh boy. Magic. I think I need a bigger block for this one. Try not to rip the stamp as I pull it off, because that would be tragic. Let's see. Yep, there we go. It's kind of thin right here where the M and the A go together. So I want to make sure I don't rip it there. Okay, so tap, tap. There's something on there. We'll just turn it over. All right, magic. And then I'm going to fussy cut. Oh boy. Okay, so let me clean and put this back, and then we'll fussy cut. So tell me what you are working on today while I am going to fussy cut. Are you working on challenges? Are you watching football? Which is what I would like to do, but I haven't actually turned on the TV yet to watch football. Are you cropping today, or are you going to be working on challenges like tomorrow? Because I know a lot of you work on challenges after the weekend. Sometimes the weekend is, there's not a lot of challenges like completed during the weekend. And then you guys like step it up and post them all like later. Okay, so I'm just fussy cutting magic, and I'm not being real meticulous here, but I do want it to look like it's fussy cut out. When I fussy cut, I turn the paper more than moving my scissors, and it helps get those, like, I guess you could say curved lines, like looking a little bit better. Caught up on house stuff. That's all I can read. And that sounds like no fun. But yeah, I have to do that too. Okay, so we fussy cut out magic. That's what I was going for there. So let's close up my ink. This one is super juicy. You can see all of the ink like in here and down in there. Yuck. I want to get that all over me, nor do I want to get it on my project. Okay, so that's over there. Now I think we can start building on here. And then I'm going to use this ribbon kind of down at the bottom. I thought that would look kind of cool. And we'll have this set on top. Let's just start doing it. Stop talking and actually do it. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. Hang on. Before I do that, I kind of wanted to ink that up a little bit so it's not so stark white. So I'm going to grab a blending brush, and I'm going to grab a blue. I think I'm going to try balmy blue. But first I'm going to test that on a piece of scratch white paper. Okay, so let's find this piece of scratch white paper. Here's a piece. Let's test it out. Oops. So I stuck that to my glass mat, which is okay. All right, so let's test it out. It's kind of bright. Okay, we're gonna use it, but since I already inked up a little bit, I'm just gonna use the same ink, and I'm just gonna kind of put it along the edges here. And I have some ink still on my mat. So we're just gonna kind of, I just don't want it to be too stark. You know what I mean? Not all of this is gonna show, but I just want to kind of tone down the white. Okay, I think that's gonna work. So let's move that out of the way, throw my scrap away, and then I do need, here, let's just take the chamois and wipe that up. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so I already put the glue on here. Let's glue this on. I'm trying to kind of place. So I'm just going to stick this down for a second so I know where I want that. Wishing you a year of, okay. And then this is going to go right here. So let me get my glue, my liquid glue. Thank you. I like the shaded moon too. It just kind of tones it down because this is not like bright white. I think it just kind of like goes with it. So I'm just going to put, oh, sorry, I should probably do this on camera. A little bit of glue. This is the green glue that everyone loves, and I'm trying to love it too. It's not liquid glass, which you know, that's my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna put this here. Oh wait, hold on, I can't cover up my sentiment. All right, wishing you a year of, perfect. And then let me push that down. I will go in and trim this off with my scissors before I glue it to the card. But this is going to go like so. So let's put the ribbon down here. Actually, let's cut this off first so I can wrap my ribbon around. All right, so we're just taking my scissors and cutting along the edge there. Okay, so that works. And then let's put the ribbon down. So I'm just going to put a little strip of adhesive here. I'm going to put, this was part of this Misty Moonlight ribbon is part of the Peaceful Gardens, I think it's called, collection, which is also in the September to December catalog. But it's so pretty. It's like shimmery and it's got a silver like edging to it. It's really, really pretty. Okay, and then this is just gonna pop right there. Okay, let's pop him up with some dimensionals. Got dimensionals here. This is a brand new pack. Sure, why not? I love these foam dimensionals. Do you guys use these or are you still using foam tape? Please tell me. These are actually, I love these more than foam tape, I will say. They come with 2-3 sheets of them and they're amazing. And I use the edges too. So, you know, make sure that you use, in fact, I need to use the edges here too. So I will just usually cut, like snip how much I need. And then I'm going to, oh, let me get an actual dot out of the way. That way it pulls up easier. Okay, there we go. So see how this is skinny, and so we needed just kind of like a little skinny spot there. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna put magic right there. And then I think it kind of needs like a little, not a bow, but like a knot. So I'm just gonna knot my, if I know how to do that, oh my gosh. I've been making bows, so the knotting is like different for me right now. Okay. So we're making a knot just for a little extra something or other over here. And I'm going to use a glue dot to put that down. And a little glue dot on my finger. I'm going to put it right on the ribbon, like that. Okay, kind of close to the edge, but that's okay. And then we need some gems. So let's get some of these guys. Okay, another tip that I have started to do is I move the package all the way over to one side, and then I take my scissors and I cut the edge off. That way I can slide them in and out very easily. Because when you open this and then that kind of sticks everywhere, and then, you know, you don't want your dots to get lost. So I learned this from another demonstrator and I was like, that's actually really smart. So we're going to do some, I think I want some purple on here. So I'm just going to take my scissors and we're going to grab, actually, I like to do it this way. My pokey tool, my take your pick tool is in my packed bag from yesterday. And I know exactly where it is, but it's in the other room. All right, I'm just gonna use my finger, you guys, because my nail is good enough. We're gonna use some purple, and I'm gonna throw one over here as well. Okay, so, oops, we are not done yet. We have to put it on the card base itself, and then we are done. So this is a top fold card, wishing you a year of magic. It is a birthday card, so when I go to decorate, so what I'm gonna do is I have that other strip of this. Oh, I think it came off like that, or like, how did that one come off? I don't even remember, but I don't think I like that. I will probably, so I'm going to put a white piece in here, and then I will probably just maybe stick a piece of like, ooh, I'll stick a piece of the ribbon on top of it. That way, I'm just going to cut it. That way I remember. And then on the inside, I'm going to take a birthday stamp, and I will stamp happy birthday, because this, wishing you a year of, is perfect for birthdays. So there we go. So this is that's how I'm gonna decorate the inside. I'm just not gonna do it on camera. I'll do that after. Let's make another card though, and then you guys can vote which one you like better. So here's our Year of Magic. And then for my second card, I cut out, again, I'm trying to use up some of my 12 by 12 cardstock. So I cut Gorgeous Grape, and we're gonna need a piece of white on there. And my white happens to be, I had to change my trimmer blade. You can see that it's kind of jaggedy right there. So what I decided to do is to do the edge distressing on this. So I'm going to take my scissors. Now you can do this with you can do it with scissors. You can do it with a edge distressing tool, which I have several of from Close to My Heart, but again, they're not on my table. They're in my packed bag. And then if you use your scissors, you can use it closed, or you could use it open. Some people say that they don't like to open their scissors because they don't want to dull their blade. I really don't think it dulls the blade. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it closed so I can show you. And then this is already like distressed or jagged, but I'm going to make it worse. And I really want this to be very distressed. So I'm going to do a lot of that. Okay, I've done distressing with you guys before, so this is not new. In fact, as I'm doing this, I can remember it's been, I think it was like our virtual crop in the summertime. I did a very distressed card. So it's just making me think of that. Okay, so I moved my stuff out of the way to do this because as you can see, I'm getting this all over. Okay. So, and I like that it's tearing the paper too, because it really is roughing it up, and that's the look I'm going for. So let's kind of get some of this junk off of here, and then I can swipe it right into the trash can. We're just gonna go like this and swipe away. Okay. So now I have my very distressed piece of white that we're gonna put right there. And then I cut out this piece using the Everyday Arches dies, which are a staple that I love. And I think they are great for card making and your scrapbooking. So I wanted to have like a big majority of this showing. So it's gonna go like that. And then we're gonna use this other piece of the tree on this one. So before I glue anything down, I wanna put the tree on, and I cut the mountain, I guess you could say, in this is Misty Moonlight. And so I think I actually like the lighter Misty Moonlight better than the darker. So I'm gonna flip that. But let's get the tree on there how I like it. I gotta finish poking out some of these little doodads here. Brand new die. It poked out like most of them from the other side of the tree that I just used, but this side it didn't really get them all. So that's okay. They're poking out very, very easily, so it's not a big deal. Okay. So this is the other half of the tree, and I want just like that. So I'm going to cut off this part right here. So let me glue it down. Let's move all our doodads out of the way. So again, we're going to use the green glue, And I say that I really am trying to love this glue because everybody uses it. But it's kind of, you know, it's a, okay, which way? Okay, that way. So I want this big tree here. Kind of a work in progress. I will say that my biggest tip with this is that you have to store it upside down. If you store it this way or if you store it right side up, you will hate it. And I think that's why I did not like it at first. Okay, so we're gonna get the trees like so. And then we'll trim that off after, oops, don't come up. After I put my, my mountain on there. So this one, I actually can use the tape runner here. Tape runner's faster for me. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way edge to edge and all the way to the bottom. We just have this nice little blue mountainscape there, and let's trim off. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I'm loving it. Okay, so this is gonna go here, and this is gonna go here, and then for my sentiment on this one, I cut a little 1/2-inch piece of white, and what I was gonna do is your strength inspires me. So where's the stamp? It's out here. So I'm gonna get that sentiment onto a block, and we're gonna do that as well in the Blackberry Bliss because it goes. So to get this straight, I don't know if I'm sure I've shared this tip before. I'm just kind of putting it on my mat and kind of gonna put the block on it, and it helps get it straighter than if I was trying to straighten it on the block myself. So just so you know the method to my madness here. We're gonna ink this up. Your strength inspires me. This is a great card for maybe somebody who's going through something or somebody who is just inspiring. I think of, you know, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so this would be a great sentiment for that as well. Okay. So let me put that back on the carrier sheet. And now for this part, I'm going to dovetail the edges. So when I dovetail, I gotta store this upside down. And just so you can see how I store it, somebody gave me this darling little Create mini coffee mug. It's so cute. And then I have a washi roll kind of stuck in there, but I just store it upside down in here. So I love it. And it just sits right on my desk. So I don't know where she got those. In fact, I kind of want to know because I think they would make like a great little gift. And I think we need to edge distress this, but I thought it was really, really cool. So I was going to dovetail this, but now that I'm looking at the card, I feel like it needs to be distressed just like the rest. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear both sides, and then I'm going to distress the top and the bottom. Or I'm going to try to very carefully. So I'm holding it in my thumb and my fingers like this, just so it doesn't like totally go anywhere. But I'm just going to rub my scissors. I'm not distressing it a ton because I really don't want to rip it, but I do want it to be distressed. So, okay. And then let's do this side. Just so that everything is cohesive on the card. Okay, let's get rid of my trash. Swipe all of that right in there. Perfect. And then we're gonna glue everything down. So let's do that. If you missed, those of you who are here, if you missed my post just a little bit ago, this new thing I'm trying, for those who are prize qualified for this weekend, we're gonna do a Zoom at 3 p.m. today, which is in, let's see, about an hour and a half. And so right after this demo, I'm going to go in and create the Zoom link, and then I will message it to those of you who are prize qualified. So there's still some time to get prize qualified. Okay, the white is a little stark. What we're going to do is I'm going to take some Contraband, aka close to my heart product. I have some shimmer brushes up here, and I'm going to splatter, and I'm kind of hesitant to do it right on the card, but I've already glued it down, so we're going to do it. We're going to take, I've got wisteria and grape. Let's start with wisteria. I'm not even going to really juice this up. I just want like some fine mist on my project. And I haven't used this. Oh, it's totally dry. Okay, so let's ink that up just a tiny bit. And I want some, well, that's not mist, but I think it's going to work. I think this is the color I want. And I'm just going to, I'm actually kind of do it all the way around because the white is a little much. Okay, so we just used wisteria. Now we got to clean that up because that's going to get everywhere. Pick that up and let's wipe it up. Do you guys still have shimmer brushes, and are you using them? I think that's the most important question. Are you using them? I do still have, obviously, a lot of them. I have them up on my table, and I also have some of them in my to-go bag, and I try to use them because they're fun. Okay, so you guys, that looks so much better. So we're going to do this, and then I have one more thing I wanted to do on this card. We've got our sentiment, so let's pop the sentiment up with some foam. Dimensionals. I love the shape of these, the hexagon. I love that they come in the mini, although I use this size more than anything else. And the backing is super easy to take off, so I love it. All right, your strength inspires me. We're kind of putting that off like that. I'm going to take a white gel pen. I'm going to do, not that one, the 8, the medium size one. And I want to just draw some stars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice. This is the piece that I used the arch on to, so I'm just going to draw some stars like that. Isn't that fun? Just a little extra. So let's just draw some stars. Okay, come on. Is this dead? This might be dead. Okay, well, hold on. Let me get the other one. We're gonna get this one. This one's just a little bit thick. I didn't really want to use this one, but we can. Isn't that fun? Just to add a couple. I'm gonna add just like a couple of little dots and not make them as big. Go over this one a little bit. It's got a little bit of like white speckling, sort of. It looks like it's just mostly smeared. So just adding a little bit. Right there. Oh, we got to go down here too. Okay, there we go. So this is card number 2. And then if you recall, we did magic, birthday card, and inspiration card. All right, tell me which one you like better, 1 or 2. And then I want you to tell me if you have this suite, any parts of this suite, if you've used it. We'd love to see what you've created with it. And if you don't, is this a suite or part or whatever, the paper, the dies, whichever, is this something that is going to get on your wish list? I would love to know. And then I did cut this for the inside. So let me, actually, I'm going to trim the side of this. So if your paper trimmer starts doing this, you can always cut it off, or you can make it more distressed. But let's put this on the inside of the card, and I'm actually going to add, because I had already cut this one, so I wanted to do that. And then we're going to add a little strip of this color on the inside. So let me get, where's my trimmer? There it is. Let me get my trimmer. And I'm actually going to use that down at the bottom because it's already kind of ready to go. Oh, I need to cut it because I glued that down already. Normally I would decorate first and then you can just cut with scissors, but we'll do it like this. Just a little piece of the purple down there. And voila. Okay. There are the 2 cards. All right, so thank you for joining me for demo time. I hope that I have inspired you to pull out this collection, use some of the things that you have. You know, this die right here was sitting on my table. Sometimes like I'll have extra things just sitting here. Inspiring, you know, when you have a jagged edge to do some distressing, pull out those shimmer brushes and do some splattering. Fussy cut out your stamped sentiments and just use what you have. So thank you again for joining me. If you are on my prize qualified list, I will be sending out the Zoom link probably within the next 30 minutes. You do not have to pick one because I think they're both equally gorgeous and really, really cool looking as well. So, I will see some of you on Zoom in just a little bit, but have a great rest of your afternoon and weekend, and love you. Bye.